Alison Rosen. Alison Rosen is your new best friend. Alison, with her good times never end. Alison Rosen, doing the wavy pencil dance again. Alison Rosen. Alison's your new best friend.
Hey everyone, hi, hello, welcome to another exciting episode of Alison Rosen is your new best friend. I am sitting here in Pod Cabin on a toasty Friday evening in Burbank in December, and I can't remember if it's typically this warm in December. I don't think so. I think this is fucked up. But anyway, I'm sitting here in Pod Cabin, which is chilly because of the AC, with your husband and mine, Daniel Quantz, the people's husband. Hello.
Hi.
Oh my God.
No, don't.
Oh my God, that's different. No. Daniel, you recently announced that you branded, you made your whole personality your way of saying hello, and you're already changing it?
I don't discuss my art.
That's fair. Is this like that episode of Charles in Charge where he fell and hit his head and became Chaz? And I don't think this is real. I think this only exists in sitcoms. Like the only way for him to turn back into Charles was to hit his head again. Wait, do your hi again?
Hi.
Now, what if we hit, I'm not going to, but what if we hit you on the head and then you were like,
hello.
Yeah.
I feel like you've cracked the code. I was trying to communicate something about Charles in Charge.
Is Daniel available? Because whoever this guy is,
I'm just trying to roll with your thing.
I know. Can I say something?
What?
It's my show. Of course I can.
Well, this is Alison's show.
Oh, thanks. You were just balls deep in your phone.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm catching some of the runoff from whatever that was. Like, I feel like even though you're facing me and your face is in your hands as if you hate your life, your soul is not here. Your soul is still in your phone. What was going on? Catch us up. Bring us in. Let us in. Share it with the class.
Well, I was on my phone waiting for you to start, and then you're like, are you ready? And then you hit the button, and then you start. There's no, like, period where I can put the phone down and adjust.
Did you say yes?
Yeah, but I didn't think that meant, like, right the very next second.
Well, okay. Let's use this as a learning moment. I didn't say teachable moment because that's fucked out. Let's use this as, by the way, I sound like my 6-year-old who is the most obscene, profane truck driver you've ever met. I've made an horrendous parenting mistake, which is I've repeated what I know. I was allowed to use whatever words I wanted in my home. That was like a thing that my parents, but I knew the difference. So we could say whatever we wanted at home. But of course we didn't say it in public. And it actually burned the Rosens because this girl, Danielle, came over. And so the rules extended to her. And then her mom called and she's like, Mom, they let me say, da, 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 And then my mom had to get on the phone and be like, well, we feel like there's a difference between violence and language and da-da-da and give like the spiel, but I doubt that helped our standing in the community. But anyway, Owen, he loves language. He, like me, it delights in a word, specifically the word fuck. And so he knows that he can't use it outside the house. And I said it's okay for him to use it in the house. But I think that was a mistake because it's all he says. And also he says a lot of, he uses it as a verb. I need to fuck, or like, fuck me. And he doesn't know what it means.
Right.
And I can't, I'm not going to explain it yet, but I also don't know how to be like, don't say that.
Right.
So what a pickle.
Yes.
But I brought that up because, oh yes, it's a teachable moment, but I'm not going to use that term. So in the future, Daniel, what should I say? What should I say that would allow you the proper time to pull your head out of the phone or whatever and, go to that place you go before shows, get the chuckle in your voice, and then how should I do it?
Just be like, okay, we're going to start in a second. Or just, give 10 seconds. but like what makes it worse is when we start the show and you're immediately making me self-conscious. You immediately start peppering me with questions that get me up in my head, and I can't flow with this show. It makes me crazy. Stop doing that.
Well, don't be such a fascinating curio.
Oh my God.
Maybe you could have a different vibe at the top of the show, and then I wouldn't have to bug the fuck out of you. Did you know, Daniel, that on Spotify people can leave comments? I am a little unclear.
I don't know anything about Spotify.
I know. I typically don't either. However, recently, I mean, look, if come with me and allow me to show you how the sausage is made. I want so badly to point out what you look like right now, but I'm not going to, because I'm not going to make you self-conscious. So this is a real discipline
yes,
for yours truly, because you're sitting in front of me. It's impossible for me not to see you, and yet I'm having to look. It's as if you have, like, you know when someone has like a big booger on their face, but it's not someone you can tell they have a booger on their face, and so you're just like, actually, you know what? I've never had that happen with adults, but when I volunteered in Elliot's class a couple years ago, I was like, oh my God, I feel so much better about sending our children out into the world with boogers on their nose, because they won't let us get them, because it turns out every child at this age has a nose full of bugs. And I have a particular thing about facial mucus, be it phlegm or
You're
boogers.
Like into it.
No, I can't handle it. Like, it makes me like, I want to vom. So I was just like, I'm talking to a child. I'm not going to look at it. I'm looking everywhere else but this. So that's the status of you and me right now, because I'm not going to make you self-conscious. So, oh my God, I'm looking in the corner of the room.
Okay, so part of but today was unusual also because you were like, let's go record. And I'm like, okay, I'm ready. And then you proceeded to do other stuff for like 20 minutes.
I said, can we start in 20 minutes? I said, can we start at 4?
Right, but then I'm just sitting here waiting for 20 minutes.
You weren't in the studio.
I've been here the whole time.
Oh, you're talking about when I came to the studio and wanted to look at camera angles.
Yeah, and so you're doing stuff where I'm just like I'm just sitting here.
You still haven't shared with me what you were looking at.
Because it's not interesting.
I would like to know.
I don't even know. It wasn't bothering me what I was reading.
I would still, you are important to me, and your social media consumption is important to me.
I was reading about how Notre Dame football.
I knew it was sports.
Well, you would agree that you do not care what comes after the sentence or the thing I just said, right?
Well,
I was
on the show I do, but in real life, no.
Is there anything that could follow that would interest you?
Yeah, all of it, honey. I care.
You don't. It's okay.
Please tell me.
They've been throwing a tantrum because they didn't get into the playoffs, and now I just read a headline that the Big 12 conference has refused to allow them to join the conference. Although when you read a headline like that, it's like, is that even true? Did they really ask? So that's where my head was. I'm like, I don't believe they asked, because I don't think Notre Dame wants to join a conference. So it's like a dubious headline.
Well, where'd you read it?
It was just on Twitter.
Oh.
So it's like, I don't.
From just a person.
Yeah. So I don't. I'm at the point now, as everyone I think should be, is like when you see headlines, you're just like, is that true?
But was it a headline or was it a tweet?
Well, it was a headline within a tweet. You know how you can post articles?
Yeah, that's two different things. So it was an article. Why don't you just show me? I guess you're going to show me.
Oh, I guess that wasn't the last thing I looked at.
Oh, what was the last thing?
I looked at was a parody account, but it's not. I didn't even care about. Oh wait, no. Someone, here it is. Breaking: Big 12 conference has rejected Notre Dame's request to join the conference.
Okay.
Oh, it's not an article.
It's a tweet.
It's just but I don't think it's true.
Okay, I have a question. Now, what is a conference?
In college sports, colleges, universities are grouped into what they call conferences, and the conferences have been growing bigger over the years. They're like basically like 12 teams now, or 12 schools, and then they'll just compete with each other in all sports. So like gymnastics or softball or basketball, football, and then so it's like it used to be regional.
I think it's like, have you heard the Seven Sisters? Which refers to a bunch of really good schools on the East Coast. Okay. But I think that actually the term Seven Sisters, I think it has to do with sports, actually.
Oh, I think I've heard of it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's the Ivy League, which is like one of the older ones, I guess.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Like, it used to be regional, so you'd have the Pac-10 and the SEC, which is the Southeastern Conference, the ACC Atlantic Conference, Big 10, Big 12, like whatever. But over the years, just like everything, it's just been like
Netflix has bought them.
Yeah, like it's been like they've been merging, so they're now bigger. Like it used to be, I think the Pac-8, and then it was the Pac-10, and then it was the Pac-12, and then now that doesn't even exist, or I don't think it exists. And those teams went into other conferences, and now like USC is in the Big 10, which isn't 10 anymore. It's like 16.
But they still call it the Big 10?
Yeah.
Lies.
And the Big 12, for a while, like the Big 12, it was like the Big 12 had 10 teams and the Big 10 had 12 teams. Anyway, whatever.
Well, thank you for educating us.
But Notre Dame is not a part of any of them.
Right, and you
football.
don't think that they would actually want to be a part of any of them.
Notre Dame, because they're the Catholic school and all Catholics are Notre Dame fans, it's like they have more of a national brand. They're not regional, and they're this like, they used to be really dominant back in the old days. They're sort of like one of these what you call blue blood school, where it's like classic college football team,
right?
And so they think they don't need to join a conference because they just have like they don't need to. They're
so snooty.
But yeah,
bastards.
but the rest of the conferences are kind of like, well, fuck you, like.
So if you are not part of a conference, can you play conference teams?
Yeah, you can play anyone.
Oh.
But you have like you have like certain number of games in your schedule that have to be conference games, and then you have a certain number that you can do whatever with. And like in the SEC, they might schedule one tough game, and then there's like all these regional schools that like basically only have sports departments just so that they can. They're sort of like the Washington. What was it? What's the team that would play the Globetrotters every year?
Oh, the Washington Generals?
Yeah, they're like the Washington. It's like Alabama State University or something like that. That might not be right, but like, and they exist to lose to SEC teams so that they can get the money from the game. They get a ton of money, and the SEC schools can pad their schedule with wins.
Thank you for this education. So anyway, back to sausage. Yeah. I typically just post an Apple Podcast link if I'm going to post a link to an episode. I believe much of the listenership for my show is still there. However, let's say you're not using an Apple phone. I don't think you can open up Apple Podcasts. So I'm like, did I just turn into Foghorn Leghorn?
What are we talking about? What do you mean sausage?
I was going to let people know how the sausage is made. Did I not say that earlier?
Maybe I don't.
Maybe I only thought it in my head. I thought I'm gonna
like
tell them.
I'm like, what does sausage have to do with Apple?
Well, the funny thing is that I do have something to say about sausage, literal sausage
really put
later.
Me on my back foot in this podcast to start with. I'm having a very hard time, like getting my head straight right now.
And I'm not allowed to point that out. It feels real unfair to me. So anyway, I am not looking at you. Old booger face over here.
Yes.
Just looking everywhere else but you. So I have wanted to offer a more inclusive link. So I've taken to linking to Spotify. And then there's a thing called Spotify for Creators. I don't exactly know what it is, but at the end of the year, they're like, here's your Wrapped for Creators. And I got an award.
They have a Wrapped for everybody, don't they?
Yes. But if you have if your podcast is on Spotify, they'll tell you things about your podcast. For example,
I see.
have like, I don't know if it's not an award, but it's like you have a marathon show, which means that people listened longer to my show than 80% of other shows.
Nice.
Is that right? I feel like I know it was 80%, but yeah, I think it's, or what if it's 80% of people listened longer to my show? No, I think it's whatever. Regardless, people listen to my show for a long time, which is nice because I'm hearing it and I'm not very compelled right now. I think this is an outlier. Typically, it is riveting, but the point is you can leave comments on Spotify podcasts. And I don't know I don't know where these comments exist. I don't know how you access. I mean, I have access to them right now because I'm logged in, but I don't know if regular people can see them, if you have to follow the show. I don't know. But the point is, I just wanted to share a few comments. And this one has to do with sausage. Anna Fox says, Alison, you should try soy rizo. It tastes as good as regular chorizo, and it's less greasy. Trader Joe's has a pretty good one. Because remember, on the Greg Proops episode, we were talking about chorizo.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, do you guys know what's in chorizo? Do you know literally how that sausage is made? Because the labels are very specific about, it's got a lot of glands. And I don't know about you, I don't need any glands in my food.
But this one is made out of soy butts.
It's made of soy lips.
Yeah.
And soy butts and soy cheeks.
Delicious.
So, okay, so there's one. And then Craig says, what a great episode. I love Greg Proops. Just wind him up and let him go. Great stories and insight every time. Thank you, Craig. And then on a different episode, Kirk says, get with the program, Kathy. And I don't know who that is, but I appreciate it.
I hope she got with the program.
I know. And then on an even earlier episode, you are a very good dad for making that costume, Daniel. This was the Stitch costume he's talking about. It sounds like a memory he will keep forever of both of you in your Ohana. Make sure to put some pictures in a scrapbook so you don't forget. And then before that, Joey Wynn says, oh, I wanted to hear about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, LOLLL.
We need to get back to that because I think I only watched the first episode of the new season.
And then on that a different episode, Kirk says, was this Kirk who left the comment about Kathy? Yes. You know what we haven't heard in a while? A fish update. Kirk 0154.
He's being
just
sarcastic.
You wait.
He's being sarcastic.
I don't think he is.
In literally every episode, you give a fish update. Kirk. Don't do this to me.
And then Sandra says, I'm not sure which episode it was, but regarding the little bugs you were talking about, we always call them pill bugs. Well, this is a classic case of cross-pod contamination because that was childish. What do you, because Greg was like, roly-poly, I've never heard that term. And I'm like, what do you call them? And
everyone called them that.
No, it's regional. So they're roly-polies in some places, they're pill bugs in others, and they're like sow bugs or something in others.
But they get roly-poly though.
I know.
That's what they do.
I know. It's like you're not honoring and holding space for the entirety of their being.
Yeah.
You're just, it's a bug. But no, it rolls up.
And then polies.
And constant poly action. I had a friend, Holly, when I was a little kid.
Holly Polly?
No, that was not her last name. Just start with an M. She actually became a friend of me. And then I actually saw her. I've known her. We went to school together since first grade. So she became a friend of me. And then, have I told you about when I wrote a letter to the editor of the school newspaper? I was on the newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote a letter resigning from my post as editor of the in-depth section. And I was in...
To be published?
No, just letting her know. Like, hey, I'm in 3 AP classes. I can't handle this. It's funny. So much attention over my being fired by email. And yet I resigned from a position via handwritten note that I gave to this dipshit Chris Pomeroy and asked him to give it to her. I saw him and I saw a lot of the key players at the high school reunion. So anyway, I was like, I'm I'm in like AP classes and and I'm really, I'm struggling because I'm not getting any help with this, and I can't do it anymore. So
with
blah,
the
blah, blah.
newspaper column.
Yeah, it wasn't a column; it was a section. It was called In Depth, and each week we would look at a topic in depth.
Oh wow!
We did racism,
Ooh,
and I commissioned.
that's a big topic.
I know, for high schoolers in Corona Del Mar, California.
I feel like they really understand it. They're like pro.
Yeah. Right. I commissioned a piece of artwork from this guy Dave, who I had a crush on, and it was 2 hands holding the flag. He came up with this idea: 2 hands holding the flag and pulling it apart and ripping it, and one hand was white and one hand was black.
Oh my god!
Have you ever?
Now, have you considered the symbolism of that with the black hand and the white hand pulling the American flag apart?
I'd never even thought about it.
Yeah, it's kind of like the 2 types of people: the black type of people and the white type of people.
What does that represent?
And they are fighting over America. And then
prescient. It was prescient or prescient. Prescient or prescient. I don't know, but look at us today. And then we did one week we did sensation, maybe a month. Was it weekly or monthly? Probably monthly. One month we did sensationalism. That's a heady topic.
Yeah.
And someone went to a taping of, do you know who Wally George is? Rebecca DeMornay's father? Tell me. Okay.
He's like the precursor to
Fox
Robert
News.
Downey Jr.
Yeah.
Not Robert Downey Jr. Morton Downey Jr.
Yeah. I feel like they were contemporaries though. Anyway.
I feel like, didn't he pave the way? Maybe not. I don't know.
So for anyone who doesn't know, he was on like KDOC or something. It was local in Orange County. I don't know if it was also syndicated. He was this like entertaining, crazy right-wing guy who it was like Fox News before Fox News.
And whose daughter?
Rebecca DeMornay is his daughter.
Rebecca DeMornay.
Someone went to a taping of the show. And they wrote an article about it. It was this guy who I also saw at the reunion. He was very right-wing. And there was a quote that was like, he was crazy and he wouldn't stop talking or something. And I made it the pull quote. But actually, that was not about Wally George. So it looked like he was talking about Wally George because it was like,
Why is her name DeMornay?
I don't know. Let's table that and come back to it. I'm going to write that down. DeMornay.
Wally George must be a nom de radio.
You think he's DeMornay? Wally DeMornay? Maybe. Wally George DeMornay. We're going to look it up and we're going to find out.
Wally George has more of a snap to it.
Yeah.
Especially if you're like
in those
right
days.
wing.
Yeah. DeMornay is like, who's letting a French person come? Okay, Marquis de Lafayette.
Right.
So anyway, the point is, it looked like the quote was about Wally George. He's crazy and he won't stop talking or something. But really it was about whoever the guest was.
Oh.
So oops. Anyway, though, so I gave my letter to this little dipshit that I liked at the time. Not liked, but liked. I thought he was a friend. He sat next to me in chemistry. I gave him the letter. I said, "Can you give this to Linda?" But I used her.
Did he work at the newspaper?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did he do it?
He did.
And?
So fast forward to like later that day, the next day, I don't know. I'm sitting there in civics class. And Katie and Jen, who are my 2 best friends in high school, they're like, Alison. They're like, come get me out of class to let me know that my letter has been blown up to like wall size and taped up on the wall.
How did they print it out so big?
They typed it up. It was handwritten, but they typed it up. What
do you mean they typed it up?
The newspaper typed up my letter and hung it on the wall. I don't understand.
Did they have big printers back then, though?
No, it was like, I should respect their thinking outside the box when it comes to graphic design. Each word practically was on its own sheet of paper. And then they taped it. Right. It had to have taken hours.
They were really pissed at you.
Yeah. And I remember walking.
This is like Martin Luther, like nailing his letters to the door, right?
I don't know what it was. It was the weirdest thing. I weirdly had like a foot out. I had a foot out of that school anyway. So or I'm just remembering it as not that painful. It was more like, I can't, like, what the fuck?
Was there anything in the letter that was
No.
scandalous?
Also, no, there wasn't. Also, I had signed it Alison, and they put Alison Rosen. Like, they outed me.
But like, okay, so you quit. Like, because you have AP classes. Like, what's the scandal? Like,
I don't know.
Are you not allowed to leave a job at fucking the hoity-toity Corona Del Mar's school for fancy lads?
Probably not. I don't know. I mean, also, I don't know how much I was saying that, like, I'm not getting help from my staff because I was an editor, and I'm not getting help. I think whatever.
Go ahead.
I walk into the room and it's like, there I am. There's a bunch of students. There's my letter on the wall. And I remember these other like it was like the whole school came to take a glance at my letter. And these girls were like, I feel bad for her. I was like, well, thank you. So anyway, I remember talking to Linda Mook. That was her name.
She was the editor?
She was the adult editor.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, no. Holly. Aforementioned Holly.
She was the editor.
She was the editor. She was like my frenemy. She was the editor.
And she's the one who blew it up and put it on the wall.
I think it was a collaboration.
Everyone was like, hey, let's do this.
But Miss Mook was the journalism teacher, I guess,
Right.
is what she was,
the
know?
faculty advisor.
Yes, the adult who's supposed to prevent this stuff. So I remember saying, can I talk to you? And saying, I just don't understand why you let this happen. And she's like, I just felt it was important for people to see the pressures that students are under. It's like,
Is she an idiot?
yes.
So she thought it was like an educational thing,
I have
not
no idea.
just a bullying thing.
I don't know. I certainly didn't take it as... So anyway, my friend Katie. So Katie and Holly were best friends ever since kindergarten. Nope, first grade when Holly transferred into our school. But then things got complicated around the time that it turned out that this guy that we were all hanging out with, he was hooking up with all of us.
Yeah.
Even though I think he really liked Holly, but he took advantage of the fact that Katie and I were also, like, we were a friend group and he was hooking up with all of us. So things were beginning to get complicated. Hollywood had a bit of a flair for the dramatic, let's say. It was just becoming complicated. And so anyway, Katie came to my mom's funeral.
Okay.
Did I even introduce you to her? I think I forgot. I think I didn't.
There were a lot of people I had never met there, so
I think I didn't because I remember later being like, oh my God, I can't believe I forgot to introduce you to Katie and vice versa, because this is one of my oldest friends. But she and I were in contact before the high school reunion. And so anyway, at the funeral, she said to me, she's like, in the car on the way, because she went to the reunion with Holly and with Lisa. And she's like, in the car on the way home, I brought up the letter and they had no memory of it.
interesting.
I was like, what?
Like it didn't have any impact on them.
Yes.
Do you believe them? They don't remember.
I don't know. I feel like maybe in the course of talking about it for however long they talked about it, maybe it like started to come back to them, because how do you completely forget that, But
I would believe it. There's so many things I did I don't remember.
yeah, I mean, I think that it's like,
You remember the things that happened to you that were, whatever,
right.
troubling. But
Mostly
things
everyone
you
just thinks
did.
about themselves. Yeah. I had some big... Oh, so anyway, Holly and I were having a play date when we were little kids.
Mm-hmm.
And she had a bit of a... Remember when Owen recently confessed that he's gotten in the habit of putting things he wants in his pocket? Remember when he confessed that
Yes.
when we were driving to Tucson?
Yes.
He just takes them and puts them in his pockets.
Did he give us examples of things?
Rocks,
Like, is he...
but it's rocks from the playground.
Right. That
I was worried about, like, what are we talking
Because
about?
I'll find rocks or seeds
Yeah.
and things, but not... Or like acorns.
Yes, I know. He's going to this new OT person. He had trouble like rolling over because there were rocks in his pocket. We had to take him out. But anyway, So she also had this problem. Like one of my, what were those like little dolls that their clothes would click on? It was like a paper doll, but it was plastic, and you could like click their clothes on.
Like magnets?
No, I don't know.
Coliform?
No, it was like a little doll, and you'd have like a little shirt, and it went.
Like wood?
It was plastic.
Oh.
It'll come to me. But I found one of those in her pocket, and then I found some of my, and I don't know if they're mine, but they were on my property, my parents' property. Some of our roly-polies were in her pocket. She had helped herself to some Rosen roly-polies.
Disgusting.
At that age, I didn't find it disgusting. I was just like, wow, someone is a kleptomaniac, even though I'm not going to know that word for a
From
long
your
time.
yard? So you should,
Yeah.
And you considered those yours.
Well, I just know that about both of them, the little plastic doll and the roly-poly. She's like, how did that get there? How did that get there? I don't really fault her for any of this. I'd fault her for the letter, though. So what I was going to say at the top of the show.
Before you derailed yourself.
I'm derailing myself from my derailment. I'm not going to comment on what you're doing with your eyes or your face right now, and it's very difficult for me.
I'm just trying to keep my eyes open.
Listen, keep these Spotify comments coming, even though I don't know where you go to leave them. They're fun. And also keep the Apple podcast reviews coming. I'll read some of those soon.
I subscribe to the Apple Music, so I don't do Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
Do people do both? I feel like
I don't
it's
know.
a waste of money to do Spotify since I already do Apple.
Spotify doesn't. Oh! You don't have to pay money to do Spotify.
Don't you have to listen to ads or something? Why? Yeah, you do. There's a subscription.
Yeah, but I don't have it, and I can still listen to stuff on Spotify. I don't really know.
Why would anyone listen to Spotify if you have Apple Music? Is it like is there more music?
Someone please weigh in. I don't know.
You don't have to.
I'm curious.
Okay.
I want to get with what the kids are doing. I want to know what's up.
I don't want to listen to ads. That's why I don't want to pay, and I don't want to listen to ads.
Well, what if they're my ads?
But I don't listen to what do you mean? Your ads?
Well, you're saying I don't want to listen to ads, and I'm saying let's not be so anti-ads now that I'm getting ads again.
Well, if I was listening to your show, I would want as many ads as possible. But everything else.
Right. But when they're on my show, they're like extra entertaining.
Right.
They're the way I do them.
It's like content. You should do a podcast is just you reading ads. That would be
God.
That would be great.
One day. What I was going to say was, Daniel, I am like severely backed up. We're talking extremely constipated. And I took a laxative before the show.
Yes.
So anything could happen.
It's exciting.
This is like Chekhov's gun, you know?
Yeah.
Or it's like, you really can't get better as an example than Chekhov's gun. So I'm not going to say that.
Why are
but
you so backed up?
Rosen's butt.
Yeah. Why are you so constipated?
I don't like calling myself Rosen. It's Alison's butt. So what I'm saying is, will we or won't we be able to finish the show? I don't know. And then to your question of why am I so backed up, I have to take these iron pills now. As you know, I had very low iron a few years ago, and I got those transfusions that changed my life, blah, blah, blah. And so they've been charting my ferritin levels, my iron levels since then. Mm-hmm. And it was like really high. And then it started to go down to a little lower than where they want it to be.
They want to boost it back up.
Yeah. And so we're going to try these pills. And if that doesn't work, then another infusion. I said transfusion, but I meant infusion. Actually, I don't know. I'm assuming that it would be another infusion. I don't know. And these back you up. And then I've been trying to eat more protein. I don't know. And I just run backed up anyway. That's the natural me.
Right.
But I'm just saying anything could happen. And no one knows. Nobody knows. We have a call here.
Great.
Hey, Alison and Daniel. This is Rich in New Jersey. I'm calling with some dinosaur information. Allosaurus was definitely around when we were kids because one, I'm older than you guys by a little bit, and there was an Allosaurus on the Land of the Lost TV show.
Oh.
And so, thusly and therefore. And pterodactyls are kind of a subset of a larger thing called pterosaurs that have a lot more different species and stuff underneath, or genuses underneath them. But yeah, they're also not dinosaurs, they're flying lizards, so there's always that.
Oh.
And also you forgot ankylosaurs, and I'm sure you forgot something else too that I can't remember. Oh, the one that comes in every package of plastic dinosaurs, the Dimetrodon, the guy with the big sail on his back, which is also not a dinosaur because he lived like way before the dinosaurs, and I think they just include him because he's cool looking. I understand that. Big ups to the Dimetrodon. But yeah, so I know this because I'm not a paleontologist. I am a dinosaur enthusiast and fossil collector. And interesting fact, you have dinosaurs existed for so long that by the time at the end of the Cretaceous, when the Tyrannosaurus Rex was running around eating stuff on the Earth, there were already things like Stegosaurus, which existed so long ago before that, it was already fossilized by the time the Tyrannosaurus Rex was running around.
What?
That's
I had
crazy.
no idea.
So I think the expression goes, we are closer now in time in 2025 to the Tyrannosaur than the Tyrannosaurus Rex was to the Stegosaurus. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
Time makes...
I reject that.
He's right. The timelines are very crazy.
I have a lot to say about this when we stop listening.
my brain hurt. And that's that. So, Rich in New Jersey, I hope you guys have excellent holidays. Have a good day.
Thank you, Rich.
There's similar crazy things. Like, I feel like I can't remember exactly if it's like we are closer
To Cleopatra
than Cleopatra was to the building of the pyramids.
Right. Which is weird because in my mind, she was like laying on a chaise lounge while the pyramids were being built.
Yeah.
So this is blowing my mind because I thought it's the time of the dinosaurs. Here they all are. Uh-oh, it's no longer the time of the dinosaurs, and now here we are.
Yeah. The timeline of the dinosaurs is crazy long. Like, yeah.
Does dinosaur refer to a specific time that these lizards? Because he said it's not a dinosaur, it's a flying lizard. What's the diff?
Yeah, maybe it's its own species or genus, or I don't know. See, biology was my worst subject.
I was pretty good at it, and I don't know the answer.
But maybe it's its own thing. Like, it's not. I just thought, like, if you were alive back then, you were a dinosaur.
Right, whether you were a person or
but
not.
I guess that doesn't make sense because there was a.
Well, there were insects.
Well, also there was a mammal.
What
I forget
was
what
it?
it's called. Like, our descendant was alive back then, but it looked like a rat almost.
Yes, it's the okay. I can see a picture of it. Oh, it looks like you, Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
If you had a tail.
What's it called? It's got a funny name.
Well, there's multituberculates.
No.
There's multituberculates, long-lived rodent-like mammals, some as big as beavers, triconodonts, eutriconodonts, early...
Eutriconodonts.
So there's eutriconodonts, which are like, don't steal his log.
Yeah.
And then there's eutriconodonts, which is like, do help others.
Sure. That's where we get all of our morality from.
Yeah. Gliding mammals, creatures like volatic. Okay, I can't. So I'm not finding the thing that you're talking about, but there's a gobiconodon. Is that it? Why don't you look it up?
All right, I'll look it up.
And while you look that up, I'm going to get to the bottom of this Wally George situation. He called himself the father of combat TV. All right. Wally George. No, his name is actually Walter George Perch. So why did his kids take the name DeMornay? I'm going to try to find that out. I'm looking up his Wikipedia. His mother, Eugenia Clinchard, had been a vaudeville performer. Get out of town. Oh my God. He was married multiple times, potentially 10 times, and had at least 6 children. She was born Rebecca Jane Perch, so she had his last name. She must have just chosen... Oh, her mother was Julie DeMornay. So Rebecca DeMornay took her mom's name, probably because her dad was such a weenie.
The Purgatorius.
And what is it?
This is what we're descended from.
Yeah, it looks like you. I'm getting a lot of mileage out of that joke. Oh my God. So it's got like almost, it's like got a shortened possum face and like a rat body.
Yeah, it's like a rat body and a possum face. That's what we descended from. Isn't that crazy?
The Purgatorius. Why is it called that?
Who the fuck knows?
Well, is it like because it's in the purgatory of time or something? Or was it constantly purging?
I don't know. Ask the fucking nerds that named him.
Why is it called Purgatorius? Comes from the late Latin purgatoria. No, that's... Why is... Purgatorius. It keeps... it's named after Purgatory Hill in Montana, where fossils of this ancient shrew-like mammal, considered an early primate ancestor, were first discovered in formations dating back to the early Paleocene, right after the dinosaur extinction. Well, that's less interesting than I wanted it to be. I need to know if anyone has watched All Her Fault. Speaking of, I'm in a Purgatorius of my own making because you haven't watched it.
Nor will I.
And I have some questions and I don't know where to go to get them answered. I need to find other people. And I know other people have watched it, but it's like I have read so many, and this is going to be a spoiler-free conversation, but I've been looking for like recaps or anything, and I can't find anything that answers my question. They do recaps of the last couple episodes, or they're like, here, the ending explained. I'm like, yeah, but you're not answering my one question.
Mm-hmm.
And it starts like this. Why did he?
That's a good question.
And that's not giving anything away. I'm not giving anything away when I say, why did he? It sometimes it's, but when he, why?
Oh, interesting.
And again, and if you're like, oh, that is giving something away, trust me, it's not, because there's a lot of stuff going on.
These are really good questions.
Oh my God, everyone. We have experienced a bit of a technological calamity. We lost, I don't know how many minutes of the episode. So now we're back, but the stuff you missed was so good.
It's probably our best work.
It was like, it probably could have won several Golden Globes.
Yeah.
Look out, armchair expert. Look out, Good Hang. And Call Her Daddy.
Do you think it was a conspiracy? Like,
yes.
Do you think they had some?
When how sometimes I see a guy on the roof over there, and you're like, oh, he lives there, and I'm like, or he was sent by other podcasts to spy on me.
Yeah.
Because they're like, whatever she's doing, that's what we should be doing.
Yeah, the deep podcast state.
Am I touching? Yeah, okay. Our feet are touching. Mm-hmm. Gross. So you had a great run talking about how you had invented the when done it. No, instead of the who done it, the when done it. And boy, so funny. And then I don't know what. Oh, and then you shared your joke that you wrote. Mm-hmm. Do we want to go through that again?
Not really.
Okay, you wrote a funny joke, and I wanted to know, like, did you write it or did it come to you? And then that might have been all that happened, but it felt like more. I do, to answer Kirk 0154, if that is his real name, his question.
It probably is.
I do have a fish update. And
oh, it's too bad that wasn't lost to The snafu.
You're a real funny guy.
Oh, well, go ahead.
You're a funny man.
Tell us about the fish.
So listen, we need a fish chat sting, but until then,
Oh, that's good.
fish chat. I couldn't turn it off. So I recently shared that I remember it was actually like 1 week ago, I think. I bought 4 rummy nose tetras
Yes, you did.
and a peppermint shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
And people on Patreon
So
/
psyched.
Alison Rosen,
They're just so psyched.
they knew right away what happened, which is all of a sudden I could only find 3 of the rummy nose tetras, and then I could
Because
only
you told
find
them, not because they know a lot about fish.
Yeah, because I
They
told
didn't
them.
foresee this. In other words,
They get a daily text update, Daniel,
Right.
and I'm telling you, when I say
I'm just clarifying.
when I say it is juicy, this is the kind of shit I mean. I actually mean other stuff, but patreon.com / Alison Rosen, do an annual subscription and get 2 months free. So anyway, yeah, so then there was only one fish standing swimming, and then there was none. So it happened really fast.
Yeah.
That they all met a demise. I don't know what happened. These are small-ish fish.
I mean, someone's eating someone in that tank.
Yeah, I mean, this is like why you're afraid of the ocean.
It's just mouths devouring each other.
There's shit down there, bro.
I don't think that Turtleine could have eaten them. Like, they should be able to, they're supposed to be smart fish. They should be able to swim away from him unless they were like kind of stunned when they were first put in the tank. I don't know. Unfortunately, I put them in and then we came and recorded and I didn't have eyes on the situation. But here's the weird thing. I don't feel that sad. I feel like
Right.
I'm becoming hardened. And I guess that's sort of good. Like today, I've realized Friday is my fish day. Friday is when I'm like, time to get a fish. And I even thought about going after physical therapy, except that I had been holding in a fart for roughly an hour and 15 minutes, which it makes it really hard to do Pilates and kind of anything.
Right.
I mean, even before that, because we had a meeting at the school today with Owen's teachers, and I cracked myself up in the meeting. It was a productive meeting, but I was like, what if I just let one rip? This is my maturity level. What if we were sitting in the principal's office and I was like, what if I just let one rip right now? And I don't mean like a fart tee kind of oopsie thing, like just like
Right.
like
one that's just like one
that.
that's just like upsetting.
Yeah. Upsetting, is that what you said?
Yeah. Just,
Yeah. To like, and it's like, oh, she didn't even try to muffle that. And then what if I was stony faced about it? Like,
right.
and then I almost started laughing just imagining this. But my point is, I didn't want to take my already stressed butt cheeks.
You know what's a power move?
Not talking about farting.
Is if when you're farting, you just make eye contact and maintain eye contact while you're farting.
Like our dogs do when they pee and poo.
Yeah.
You and I have never done that.
Farted and maintained eye contact?
Yeah.
No.
I don't think so.
Well, let's not start. It's disturbing.
You have a certain thing you do when you burp.
I always say "erp" in honor of the West's greatest lawman,
Yeah, but no, it's not that. Do you know what I'm talking about?
where I point to the heavens. I point to the heavens. I
Yeah,
go,
but yeah,
yes.
you kind of like, there's like a victory move you do with your body.
Yeah, it helps get the gas out.
Do you have a fart stance?
Just a typical like lift a cheek sitch. If I'm in a car, I will sometimes press one foot against. You know how there's like next to the
Yeah,
brake,
there's like
that.
the placebo.
Yeah,
pedal.
I'll press that kind of helps get it out.
Yeah.
That's the fart pad.
Can you not fart if you don't lift a cheek? Because I can, which lets you know the state of my furniture.
Can I fart? Well, yeah, I'm sure I could, but
You
it's
just
just
don't want
not
to.
as. Why? I'm trying to like remove obstacles. You know what I mean? Trying to release it.
For me, it's like a third comforting butt cheek. That's not the point. The point is fish. So I didn't go to the store today, but I have this new attitude that I've heard other fish people have of just like I tried it. It didn't work. I've lost some money, but whatever. And it's like, I don't want to have that added. And the fish store guy even said to me when I was asking questions a while ago, he's like, it's your money. I don't know. It's your money.
Oh, really? So he suspected.
No. This was when I was asking about, I think it had to do with adding a saltwater fish. He's like, look, the standard time to wait would be this amount of time. I've done it successfully in 7 days. It's your money. Like, I can't tell you, this or that. It's the money more than the but these are little lives.
Sure.
And which is why when Burp or Fart was injured, we drove him to the store in a Tupperware.
Yes.
And I imagine they're like, why are you driving a half-dead catfish to the store? And it's like, because I made a commitment to keep him alive. And so I guess I'm turning the corner, and now I justify feeling okay with these 4 fish dying or whatever happened to them. I mean, I guess obviously they died. Whether they were killed or eaten after they died, I don't know. I just look at it like I didn't have time to get attached to them.
Yeah.
And I guess it's better. I guess this is a better state of mind because the danger of this state of mind would be if I were to start doing things that are cruel or irresponsible, which I wouldn't. I'm not about to fight fish or something, but it's just weird. It's weird to be like, oh, whatever. Not whatever, but like, easy come, easy go. It happens.
Yeah.
There goes, $24.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't care.
I don't.
Do you have any feelings about any of the fish?
Feelings? I mean,
if something happened to Turtline, wouldn't you
I guess I would be
devastated?
upset. It would be upsetting if Turtline died just because, turtles are in a different category.
Yeah.
And I guess I was sad for the puffer.
When we thought he was sick.
he
He's
was
flourishing, by the way.
But mostly I'm just grossed out by it all.
And that is Fish Chat.
Yeah. What, this is
Let's
like,
just let it
I feel
go.
I feel like I'm in the submarine ride at Disneyland.
What else, Daniel? What
This
else?
is your show. Am I bringing content to the show?
I just want to know what's going on with you.
Well, we got to finish decorating for Christmas this weekend. It's been a long process this year.
Yeah.
The whole Christmas lights for the front of the house, the bane of my fucking existence is Christmas lights.
I have notably talked about becoming a Christmas lights widow. And that's not because you died from trying to hang them. It's because at a certain point, you turn all your attention to the lights and then I don't see you.
In previous years, we had bought pre-lit. It's been the Christmas trees. So we had bought pre-lit Christmas trees, 2 in succession. So this has happened with both of them, where you buy the pre-lit Christmas tree. It's good for a year. And then, one or several of the strands go out. So it's like a partially lit Christmas tree. And then it's impossible to fucking figure out which bulb to replace. I think because maybe it's multiple bulbs burned out. And I bought the device that I would go through so much to try to figure it out.
What is the device?
There's a thing where you can take a bulb out on a string of lights that's burned out or that's not lit, and you can plug in plug it into the end of this gun, and what it does is it shoots electricity through it, and that's supposed to arc over. There's a little trip wire, and it's supposed to override that or something so that they'll light back up again. But it never fucking works for me, and I think I don't know why. And so then I would go through and I bought oh my God, I'm stressed thinking about the amount of work I went to try to figure out how to, because these pre-lit trees, the way they string the lights, it's so fucking hard to get the string of lights off of it, because they have these clips like these plastic clips to keep it on. And so it's like you don't want to have to take the whole string of lights off. You want to be able to replace the bulbs, but that's like fucking impossible. And I would just sit there for days, hours and hours and hours trying to figure this out. And finally I was just like, fuck that. I'm not doing this anymore. And I spent, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, I just sat there with the tree and I just removed all the clips, all of the lights. I pulled them off. I had fucking wire cutters. It was just, it took forever. But I was like, I'm never going to have to do it again. And by the way, I'm never buying another pre-lit tree ever the fuck again. And instead what I do is I'll get strings of lights and string lights. It's way quicker. I can manage it. If one goes out, I can deal with it. And so that's been better. So now the thing that you're thinking of being the lights widow, that problem has been solved. The problem this year is that the lights on the front of the house that I bought went out, and they're LEDs. I think they're like one of the wires like was cut.
By a squirrel.
I don't know. And I could sit there, I could try to repair it, but I was like, I didn't love the lights to begin with because they were LEDs, and I kind of fucking hate LED lights.
I want to be on board with LEDs, but I'm not.
Yeah, they just don't. They just
not
don't
for
look
Christmas.
good. So I was like, I'm gonna get the ceramic incandescents. They look great. They're warm. It's what you want on the front of the house. And so I bought 2 strands that were 25-foot strands. And I don't know why it didn't occur to me like I know how much I need. I need 60 feet. I don't know why I got 50 feet and thought that was enough. So I started to string them up, and I'm like, oh, it's not enough. Oh, I'm a fucking dumbass. I need more. But none of the hardware stores are selling Christmas lights anymore. Like, we went yesterday or 2 days ago, and they're all like wrapping up Christmas. Like, there's nothing left. Like, what the fuck? There's still 2 fucking weeks.
Yeah.
Nobody buys. Is it like people buy their Christmas lights in November, and then once it hits December, it's like
fuck. It's
nobody's
fuck you.
in the market for Christmas shit. Like, I feel like that's crazy. But I can't get any of the lights I need, so I went on Amazon, and they were supposed to deliver today, and it's delayed. And so here we are. We're a sad house of the block. We're sad fucking block house. Block on the
That's what they say when they drive by. It's sad house, block house.
Yeah, sad of the block.
We
sad
also
house
now
of
what's
the
going
block.
on with the lights on our smaller tree? Because it is
Similarly, that one was an older tree that we bought that was pretty strong.
Yeah.
So this year I ripped all the lights off of it, and then I went on to Amazon because I had to buy lights for it.
I hope you clicked through.
And I always do. And they're supposed to deliver today.
Delayed.
But it's like it took days for these things to ship.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't get it. Like,
Are the elves not working hard enough?
I feel like Christmas shit should be in full supply everywhere.
Yeah.
This should be the easiest thing in the world to buy, and yet it isn't.
Boy.
So anyway, it's taking way
5
too
ever.
long. 5, maybe even 6 ever.
Oh my, I've never heard it take that long.
And meanwhile, I feel like this stress about it because with every day that goes
You
by,
lose a day of Christmas.
yes, and there you cannot gain it back.
Daniel wants to feel Christmassy, and he's being deprived because of this light situation.
You guys don't know how much I need to feel Christmassy. I'm in such a dark headspace.
You
these
need
days.
a little Christmas.
I need a little Christmas now.
You say you're in a dark headspace, and they all go, "Ha ha, that's our husband," but they don't realize how dark your headspace is.
I know.
It's like
it's been bad.
It's like Sleepy Hollow in there.
Yeah.
Or some other fellows, similar dark space. It's like Endless Rooms. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I just need some cheering up, you know? I need to be I need something. And I thought maybe Christmas could do it, but the Christmas gods, which I think is God.
Oh, he's the god of Christmas. Yeah.
Is God the god of Christmas?
Maybe.
Or is there another?
Do you need this?
That girl that's on the go. Alison, the girl that's on the go. It's got a late night Ustream show. Alison, the girl with the Ustream show. On the go, Ustream show. Must be Alison. Must be
Maybe you don't need it, but I do. Hesitant to date.
Back in the day.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, my hair's still long and straight. I don't have a Ustream show. I didn't even know the song Must Be Santa, so when I heard it, I was like, what? I just knew this one.
Okay.
I still have that. All right, I can tell that you have tired of this song, but I could listen to it nonstop. And I might.
So anyway, that's what's
Do you want to
going
talk
on.
about the hoary, gnarled mental space that you find yourself in?
Oh. I mean, trying to think if there's
Not like filled with horrors, but like HOAR. You know, and I don't even quite know what that means.
what sort of I mean, I feel like but this will get, I don't know, that'll get real serious. Do we want to get real serious?
I mean, I think it's honest, so I think if it's possible to go into it a little bit, I think that it would help.
I'm not going to
people...
get into the psychological
Okay.
shit too much, but I'll just say like, I am feeling not very charitable in my feelings about humanity, generally speaking.
This is the beginning of your slide to the right.
No, it's not
I'm
that.
joking. It's not political.
It's not political. It's just, I don't know. Like now I get granted the people involved, right? But what I'm going to say, but I was looking at this, like, it was a series of pictures of people in the Joe Rogan universe. It was like close-ups of their face, head and shoulders.
Was this on social media?
I don't remember where it was. So it was like Rogan. It was all the different people. But I was just like divorced of who they are, just looking at their faces. And I was like, ugh. Do you know what I mean? Like look at those. Look at the, ugh. They're so unappealing. And then I was like, God, for the most part. And then I started thinking, I was like, for the most part, that's how I feel about most faces. And then I'm like, wait a minute, like, I don't look at other humans and delight. Or I don't look at other humans that I don't know, especially for the most part, and think like, I want to get to know that person. What happened? What's going on?
Oh, I'm blowing my nose, but I'm doing it down.
Oh, you just ducked under the table. I started talking. You like disappeared from my view.
Yeah, because I had to blow my nose and I didn't want to do it in the mic.
You're sending a weird signal to me.
I'm not trying to send a signal.
No,
to
I know
you.
what you're doing.
I'm trying
You're
to
blowing
blow
your
my
nose out of sight. I don't know. I guess I was just feeling like, man, that do people look at other people and go, ooh, a new person, I want to get to know that person? Is that like a feeling that people have?
Some of them.
That's crazy to me. I look at almost everybody, if I don't know them, and for the most part, I'm filled with disgust. That's not too much of an exaggeration. And then I'm like, oh, this isn't good. I need to work on this. I'm just like, I just don't feel, I don't know, like we went to a Christmas show.
Two of them.
And it was all the parents. And I just want to stipulate, like, I know they're all lovely people. Okay. Like, I know that. So this is not a judgment of them. This is a me thing. But I don't want, I'm like, oh, I should like talk to them and ask them questions. I don't fucking give a shit. I don't give a fuck about any of these people. I don't want to know about their jobs and their fucking, what do you think about, I don't care. I don't want to know them. I'm not curious about them. I am not, I'm like the world's worst interviewer. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like,
you have no curiosity about people.
Zero, zilch. I do not. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. And that's not good. It's not healthy. I'm just very much like, ooh, this is probably, I need to work on this because this is not. I think something's like, I don't know. This is.
I think something's what broken.
There's a bunch of things going on. There's like childhood shit, right? It's just like wired. I'm wired this way because like.
Well, we just went back to Tucson, which is the scene of all the crimes.
Yes, I got a lot of anger.
It pushed on all those bruises.
I got a lot of anger from my childhood that's like some of it's dealt with, some of it's not. And then I think just like watching as people who I thought were friends or loved ones, family members turned. Let me put it this way. I had a dream. And in the dream, I can't remember the dream really.
Good.
But the gist of it was that like my mom was supposed to have my back on something. And so I was going to her for confirmation of something that would be in defense of me. And then in the dream, she did not defend me. Now, this is not my mom. It
was a dream.
This is a dream. This is not like, I wasn't angry. I didn't wake up angry at my mom because it wasn't my mom. But like, imagine if your mom, someone who you depended on to have your back, was defending someone else.
Yeah.
The feeling of that is like, oh shit, I'm on my own. Like nobody has my back. If my mom doesn't have my back, again, this is not have anything to do with my mom in real life. This is just a feeling of no one's got my back. I can't I can't fucking trust anybody to give a shit or support me. That feeling, like it's like huge inside of me right now. Like, and I am like, I'm just dealing with it. So yeah, I'll be going to therapy next week. I mean, I want to have charity in my heart. And I do for my friends and my family, the people I know, I do. But like, man, it's been hard lately. It's been hard. Part of it too is just like, I just feel like everyone's so fucking selfish these days. I don't want to get too dark. Let's just say that's where I'm at.
And that's why you need Christmas lights.
Yeah, I need that. I need
cheer.
Yeah. I don't know what I need.
And good tidings.
Maybe I just need some rum.
And rum.
I'm not sure. Anyway,
well, listen.
That's your dose of darkness.
I want
Maybe
everyone.
We can cheer things up.
I want everyone to call in and leave a voicemail with your New Year's resolution, please. 323-553-2331. Aim for a minute or less. What's your New Year's resolution? Or what are you looking forward to in 2026? Or any of the other stuff I often ask you to call in with. You can always call in with that too. A Just Mirror Everyone, a Hey Go Fuck Yourself, a product pick, etc. Speaking of product picks, all of the product picks that have been suggested by guests of the show, these are items they cannot live without, are collected on Amazon. Go to amazon.com/shop/Alison Rosen. Look for Podcast Pals product picks. Over 200 cannot live without items from illustrious guests such as this person, that person, and the other person. They've all recommended stuff.
All of them.
All of and more than I even mentioned. And then I'm on Substack. Substack.com. I would like to thank everyone for listening. How do you not hate people you don't know? Just kidding. I'm not really asking that. I'm joking. I'm not asking
I hope
that.
I didn't bum everyone out.
No, I think it was. Look, I think you're in a dark place right now. I think it's understandable, and I think it's relatable. So I think it's good.
Yeah, I'll be fine. I'll be all right. Don't worry about me. I'll just maybe I'll just get it out in some road rage incident or something.
Please don't.
You know what I mean?
No,
Isn't that how people release their anger?
Don't do it.
No, it's fine. And I love you guys. Everyone who listens to this show has always been really sweet and supportive. So don't, whatever.
Thanks for listening. I love you. You matter. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Allison Rosen show?